Hello everybody, this is Michael Does Life. Thank you very kindly for clicking on this video. I want to have an open, candid conversation about the video game called Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs, of course, releases this Tuesday, May 27th. Now, I have not played the game, but I want to give you my impressions. I've been gaming for a long time, so when I see a gameplay video, I can kind of get the feel for the game. That might sound like an ignorant statement, and it very well probably is, but hey, I want to give you my thoughts nonetheless. So let's start with the graphics. Now, graphically speaking, this game looks like shit, and that's my blunt, bold, honest opinion. It really does not look special by any stretch of the imagination, especially considering the fact that it's on the next generation, or excuse me, the current generation systems, you know, the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and of course the computer. They have no excuse. It really doesn't look great at all. Again, that's my opinion, but it really doesn't mean that much, does it? Do graphics really mean that much in 2014? Because every time I hear, you know, the graphics debate, they're like, oh, it doesn't really matter. You know, I would play a game if it had N64 graphics. Yeah, sure you would. You wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. But again, that's just me. Anyway, let's move on. The graphics aren't all the things that we need to talk about here in this video, because I want to move on to the map. Now, Watch Dogs is taking place in a fictionalized version of Chicago, and Ubisoft fucking dropped the ball on this one big time. They had a unique location, and what did they do? They made a generic city and implemented monuments and buildings from Chicago into their generic city and called it Chicago. But even worse, they have mountains in the map in Watch Dogs, and this is supposed to be Chicago? I live near Chicago. I visited Chicago many times, and there's no freaking mountains anywhere to be found in Chicago. Why the hell is there mountains in the game? If you're going to do Chicago, do it right. And they included Navy Pier, but where the fuck is the Ferris wheel? You include Navy Pier, and you do not include the biggest attraction at Navy Pier, the Ferris wheel? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, unbelievable. Let's move on. Let's talk about the gameplay. Now, I haven't played the game, like I have said at the beginning of this video, but I know two things. There's no jump button, and you cannot shoot while driving a vehicle. Let that sink in. In fact, I'll repeat it real quick. You cannot jump, there's no jump button, and you can't shoot while driving a vehicle. I'll give you time. Just let it sink in. 2014, an open world game. You can't do those things. Really? Really, Ubisoft? I mean, is that all you're going to bring to the table? You present this game as if it's a real, true, next-generation experience with these rich, deep freaking graphics and everything's just A-okay. And then we fast-forward a few years later and now the game just, well, falls flat on its face. At least that's how I feel. But this Tuesday, maybe the game will surprise me. Maybe I'll just forget about everything that I have already complained about prematurely and really enjoy this game. Folks, Watch Dogs releases this Tuesday, May 27th, as I said at the beginning of this video. And let me know if you're going to be picking this game up. I'm definitely going to be picking this game up, despite all of what I've just said. I mean, there's a lot of positives involved, but we'll see. That was my little impressions video of Watch Dogs. I'll see you guys very soon.